On this edition of The Ultimate Collector, the all-console gamer is summoned to the home of John Hancock, where some ghostly images of gaming's past still haunt.
Yes. Hey, this is the All Console Gamer. Hey, what's going on? Do you have an interview for me? Really? Where at? Pacific Northwest. Okay, it's kind of localized. What's here? Oh, John Hancock. Right. John has, close to 250 consoles. How many? Close to 5,000 games? 5,000 games, and he wants me, the Ultimate Collector. He wants to be on the Ultimate Collector. Okay, so tell us the details. When does he want us there? He wants us there this weekend. All right, I'll load up. In this edition of the Ultimate Collector, I'm here with John Hancock in the Pacific Northwest. John has granted us permission to come into his game room. So John, we have a couple items here that are just absolutely fantastic. Out of all of the, out of all the games and out of all the consoles that we found in your room, these are the ones that we decided to show. So the first thing I wanted to say was thank you very much for having the Ultimate Collection into your home, because it's a great privilege to be here. So getting started here, one of the first things that I wanted to go over was actually the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. Now, you are one of the organizers of it.
Yeah. Like I said, I met Rick Weiss at a trade show in San Jose, and I told him I was moving up north, and it was very close to his house, and so I became close friends with him, and started basically doing some basic work, kind of help manning mission booth table, part of the Northwest Classic Game Enthusiasts, which is pretty much shows that were happening in Seattle. And talking with Rick, we helped organize the early shows in Portland Retro Gaming Expo that became them. It was a show in Vancouver. And we went around promoting, hey, let's do a video game show in Vancouver, and help get businesses there. And Rick, with his contacts from NWCGE, like I said, we just, among with some other people, it was mostly us in the beginning, really kind of putting together a small show. And then after that first year, Chuck Van Pelt, and my friend John Rose, Toby, and some other organizers came on board, and it is what it is today. And just from a lot of hard work from a lot of the organizers coming together. And so, but yeah, like I said, I've been doing this now, 6-7 years, helping them, and I like it. So.
Yeah, I had a chance to go to the Portland Retro Gaming Expo in the last 2 years, and last year I was actually able to do some interviews there. And if anybody that's watching this actually has a chance to go, is it going to be in September again?
Yeah, we're finalizing some details, but we're aiming for September. The other thing that's coming up is Cowlitz Gamers for Kids, and that's a small fundraiser that's going to be held in Kelso at the Kelso Red Lion. And the tentative date is April 9th. April 9th, 2011, Kelso Red Lion. That's a Saturday. And it's a fundraiser for Children's Justice and Advocacy Center. And it helps abused children. And like I said, it's a wonderful charity event. The Portland Retro Gaming Expo pays for the floor space, and all the admission goes, all the proceeds of admission go to CJAC. So pretty much it's kind of a brainchild. I wanted to kind of do a smaller show once the Portland Retro Gaming Expo got kind of big. I thought, what a better way to do a show than to do a fundraiser and for a good cause, and everybody at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo is behind it. And the local community of Kelso and Longview have been really supportive of it. And last year we raised $1,300, and this year we plan on raising, my goal is to raise $2,000.
So hopefully anybody that's watching this video will go ahead and actually click on the link at the bottom and actually help support the Cowlitz County Gamers for Kids. So moving forward here, we had a chance to talk about a couple games and a couple consoles that you have, but the first game that you actually played to actually help create all of this was
Castlevania.
Castlevania.
And it wasn't the first game that I played, but I have to explain. Pursuing a large collection, most people pursue what they played as a child. And for me, my first Nintendo game that I played was Castlevania. And I had other games in my collection when I started collecting, but this was the game that I aggressively pursued when I first started collecting my Nintendo set. And I was really happy to find this. I found this in Reading at a local rental place, and I think they had like $10 on it. It didn't matter. They could have $20 on it. Back then, I was buying that game. I saw it. I was like, "Oh man, that's awesome!" And picked it up, and it was one of my early box games in my Nintendo collection.
Excellent. So now, do you currently have the entire Nintendo library, or are you relatively close?
With an asterisk, and a lot of people say, "Do you have?" I have a licensed U.S. set. That means I do not have Nintendo World Championships, but I have everything else that's licensed for the U.S. About 550 of them are box complete. And so,
that's impressive. It really is.
And getting 95% of them in the wild, not off eBay, just picking them up and.
Yeah, go ahead and explain what you mean by in the wild, because a lot of people they'll buy them off eBay or GameGavel.com, you know, one of the online auction places. But in the wild,
in the wild would mean pawn shops, thrift stores. You know, we're lucky because we live in the Northwest where there's awesome used video game stores blanketing the Northwest, and so Video Game Wizards, Game Trader, Classics in Kelso. Gamer's Edge in Vancouver. The list, you know, goes on and on. There's several wonderful video game stores that specialize in used video games. And so buying something in person is what in the wild means. Something that you can actually, you know, look at, pick up, you know, touch gently before you buy. And you know, the other thing is what counts as in the wild is obviously video game conventions, and that's part of the reason that I'm involved is just to get a wonderful product and people together to organize a convention where it's easy for people to come and add to their video game collection.
excellent. Slayer demo disc.
I was sent to stores to showcase, hey, this is what Dragon Slayer, you know, this is Dragon Slayer. And so you'd put that in like a demo unit to showcase the game. The challenge with some rare things is like, you know, they're just worth, you know, anybody in the world is willing to pay.
Yeah.
You know. But, you know, I didn't get into the collecting for money or
Resale, nothing like
resale,
that.
no.
Yep.
I'm an avid, I love any information about the industry. I love to read about that stuff. I'm not an avid reader, but I do like, definitely researching game information. Yeah, my game collection was featured in a couple magazines. I have them over there. Tips and Tricks back in '04, when my collection was significantly different.
Yeah. Like smaller, different, or
yeah,
just...
I can show you pictures of what it look like.
Yeah. Just trying to zoom the nest stuff here. No, this room is definitely lit like perfectly.
This lights up too. I had to like plug it in, but it looks cool. It's kind of a hassle, but yeah, like I said, I'm not like, I don't care if something's complete. I prefer it. I'll get it any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were mentioning something about you used to...
Okay, so this is Robotron. Your goal is to save humans. You can fire in any direction, And you can play this with 2 controllers. One controller moving the guy, and the other person or controller firing, choosing the direction of your fire. You can do much better. I like playing it this way. It's a little more challenging. I have written up here on my TV my high score. So I try to because obviously I don't have a high score card yet, but I have it on order. So you save humans, and the more humans you save per screen, there's a bonus. You get more points for every additional human that you save per screen. Everything on the pretty much screen can kill you. If you touch anything, you die. It gets pretty frantic. So I play this game for enjoyment. I don't play it to, I play it because it's fun. This is just a game I can play day in, day out. If I had one game, if there was a fire in my game room, I would grab this game. It's just
Nice.
So every 5th wave, there's like a uber level where there's like a ton of humans to save. So then your goal is you rack up a bunch of lives because the game gets very difficult. By far my favorite game. It's a very frantic game. This is one of the first games in my collection. I told a buddy to go pick up, I gave him $50 and he was going to a flea mart in Southern California, and I said, find me something interesting. And he came back with an Atari 7800 and about 50 box games. And that's kind of the start of kind of me going crazy on collecting stuff. I collected stuff in high school. I collected Sega, and I was really into Sega in high school and college. And I kind of walked away from collecting probably 9 months. I just kind of, I got a 32X, paid full price for it, suffered through that, and just started getting back into it. Probably late 90s, and started really aggressively collecting Nintendo. I really focused my early collecting on Nintendo, and of all things, the Odyssey 2, because it was cheap. And actually, the Odyssey 2 was my first complete set.